pleasant morning to you, and I am very much indeed happy to have this interview with you for my doctoral research purpose. With the theme, YouTube as a specific form of new evangelization and communication of faith. To begin with, YouTube is the largest video sharing social media site. What do you think about this YouTube in general? What is your opinion on that?
I think that YouTube is an instrument, so it was useful and useful for share video. So it's an instrument, and it's happening with each instrument that we have. It could be used well or not well, or in a bad manner, but it's a useful instrument.
Thank you. And what do you think the changes that it has made, this social media site called YouTube? Within few years of time, it has created a revolution, I think. What is your opinion on that? The changes that it has made socially, politically, economically here at this time?
It was a big change, but not only focusing on YouTube. It's a big change. The use of social media in general and the digital era in which we are living, because now it's possible to share a video. It's possible to open for each one of us to open a YouTube channel and to publish video and to share video with our friends. Also, it's not the only one. We can share a short video in different manner, but obviously that to say is on YouTube is now is normal for us, because it means you can find it in the web, in the net of web, and you can simply digitalizing YouTube, you can find the video that you are looking for. So it's kind of YouTube. It means not only the YouTube himself, but itself, but is more and more. It's becoming a kind of a social media that is useful for all of us.
Thank you. Now, in direct manner, tell us something about your own YouTube channel, that is the Vatican. I think not one, you will be having plenty for every language. You may be having every continent, Tell us something about the YouTube channels that we have in Vatican and the time that is started. A little bit about, in particular, the Vatican YouTube channels.
Until the media reform, that it means 2015, usually the video system of Vatican Media, we were publishing the video in our platform. With the reform, now we are using YouTube, and we have different channels, because it's possible, first of all, it's possible for people to see and hear the events in which the Pope is involved, that it means Angelus, general audience, or special masses or ceremonies. And it's possible for people to see and hear the comment in different languages, usually 6 or 7 or 8. It depends. During the pandemic, the lockdown, with the Holy Mass of the Holy Father from Santa Marta, we added also Chinese and also Romano, and so, but Arabic sometimes, and so it's for us a big challenge, and it's important, the possibility for us to share ceremonies and the message of the Pope during is happening, and after is remaining. But in this case, for masses, there are some problems if it's remaining. But it's important for us for the possibility to share during the event.
Now, what motivated to enter into this field of YouTube? Before we have newspapers and print media, and then we have radio, and we have jumped into the social media called YouTube. And what motivated, and have you achieved to some extent the goal, the purpose of beginning these YouTube channels here in Vatican?
I think yes, because our goal, the only goal that we have to achieve, is to spread the news of the gospel and to spread the message of the Pope as more as possible. We are not looking for likes, we are not looking for money, we are looking for the possibility to spread and share the message of the Pope in different languages, in different continents, in different countries. And with the attention to spread the message not only in the rich country, but also in the country with the more difficulties. So, for us, it's important to think and act in a multimedia and multi-language system in which you can find YouTube, you can find video, but also you can find radio, not only web radio, but also radio on air, because as you know, there are countries that in which, or area in countries far from the capital, for example, that is difficult to get people because there is not internet.
That's true. As you said, it's very much beneficial, and that was my next question. What are the benefits that you had after starting this YouTube channel in Vatican? As you have already anticipated your response, that it has reached in many countries, and it is remaining for the people to again and again to watch. As well as you said, you are transmitting this message of the Holy Father not only to the rich countries as well as to the poor, wherever it is possible. And can you enumerate at least one or two benefits, very particular, because of these YouTube channels in Vatican?
I think that the benefit is to share the message of the Pope, and also to have a live platform, a platform that is clearly and simply available around the world. It's a choice, because if you are using your own platform, you are counting the access on you, the numbers of click, and in this case is the fact that we are putting in a common net the message of the Pope. But I think that is so evangelical, this choice.
Thank you. Now, the challenges that you are facing after starting these YouTube channels to spread the message of the Holy Father as well as the message of the Church, mainly for the evangelization purpose. The challenges that you face in different ways and means in running these YouTube channels.
There is first a challenge that is for us a problem with the YouTube masses. I'm not speaking about Angelus, I'm not speaking about audience, I'm not speaking about speech of the Pope, because if the Pope is making a speech, this message could remain in YouTube, and people that are hearing is the same message. But the problem is with the masses, because in the masses, as you know, we have a liturgy of word, and after the Eucharistic liturgy. So one thing is, if the Eucharistic liturgy is happening in that moment, so people are seeing and trying to participate in some things that is happening in that moment. Totally other thing is after 6 months, you are watching a mass, and you are thinking that this is a mass that is happening now. The problem is that there are people, websites around the world that they are discouraging the Mass of the Pope maybe 1 year ago. They are re-editing, and they are presenting on the Mass of the Day. And they are publishing in his own YouTube channel saying, please, look at the Mass of the Day. Today the Pope said, but in reality, sometimes you can simply see the color of the vest of the Pope. but there are a lot of persons around the world that they are watching this, thinking that is a must. So our policy is after the conclusion of a mass, 1 or 2 days after, 1 day after, we are taking out and cutting, so it remains in the YouTube channel for a long time. Only the liturgy of word and the homily, but not the Eucharistic liturgy. So this is one thing, and I think that the other challenge for us is to be able to open other channels in other languages. The problem is not I think about speaking about evangelization is not focusing on the Pope, because ceremony of the Pope, speech of the Pope, of trips, international trips of the Pope is not so difficult to communicate. You are looking at what the Pope is saying or acting, and so on, with a good comment. Okay. The problem is when, as happened during the pandemic, you have a lot of priests, a lot of people, but priests that are celebrating or making catechesis using the video on YouTube, because there are risks to transform the message of gospel in a kind of show. So, to be more attractive, you are thinking of things, but it's difficult. It's difficult to go on in the right way, because you can maybe that you are attracting people, but they are not attracting because of your message and your speeches, but because you are a showman, and this is not Christian, not Catholic.
Apart from these challenges, do you think we can do at least some kinds of pastoral ministry using this social media site called YouTube? Of course, as you said, there are challenges and difficulties, which is not Christian, as you said. But how to make use of this channel to do our pastoral ministry? You know? Do you think it's possible to?
I think that is possible. First of all, you can use it for celebrating a daily mass and offering the possibility for people to see. Also, if there is no television, there is no possible to use television. First of all. Secondly, there is an important pastoral job, that is to announce the gospel, not because of homily or priests or bishops, but presenting stories and good testimonies of lay people, of communities that are changing something of their own realities because they are touched by an encyclical of the Pope. So is a good instrument for share stories. And today we need stories of people because this is the only testimony that is possible today in our society, because as already St. Paul VI said, this is not a kind of the professor or teachers, it's a kind of the witness or testimonies. So I think that the possibility to share small video with stories, obviously that we need to do very well our job. It's not possible but it's possible to announce and to share the message of the gospel with video and video stories, I think.
Can we conclude like this? It is possible to communicate our own faith using this modern technology, especially the YouTube channel, in synthesis. As I said, pastoral ministry, the same way, communicating our own faith.
I think that our own faith is possible to communicate with each media that we have. Obviously that it depends how we are using it, but for sure it's possible, yes.
Okay. Now, out of your own experience, after a few years of using this social media site called YouTube, what are the suggestions that you give to do pastoral mission in the future, the days to come, for the future generation, not only to the religious people, also to the people, because individuals, they have their own YouTube channels, our own Catholic people, with different motives. But making use of these channels, how can we do some sort of pastoral ministry as well? As a layman of the church, as a religious of the church, as a pastor of the church?
I think that we have to try to find good news and experience of lives touched by the faith, and to be able to share in an attractive manner. But for doing that, you need to be well founded in the reality of the story that you are. Is not a because when you are speaking in front of a camera, we are speaking about your own experience. People are aware. People are able to understand if the person who is speaking is authentic or not. Because if it's a lesson, I have nothing against lessons, but if it's a lesson or if it's a part of your life. Today, for our pastoral job, we need to share part of our own lives and experience.
Now, the important question for me, when I began this research on this theme, especially YouTube, many people commented there are a lot of false news and the negative opinions. How to control this, especially when we have our own Catholic channels, to stop these kinds of false messages that are roaming here and there in the, especially media world? How to control? Is it possible?
It's difficult because in the social media system is winning who has the highest voice.
It's true.
And who is able to share the more simplified message. Black and white, the reality is not in this manner. But I don't think it is possible to control, to exercise a kind of control. The only one is to educate young people at school to choose their own sources. So we have social media, we have YouTube. Please be aware about the fact that if you are looking for news about the Pope, we have this, and this one that are sure, that are trustable, because it's YouTube channel or media, web media that are trustable. And this is also, you can have the same possibility also with different journalists. We have journalists that we are considering more trustable than others in the same country, about the same things, in the same. So I know who I'm going to read for a better coverage of a story, of if I'm not sure about the news. The same thing we have to do educating the young people, because we have now million of information of news, but this kind of big bombshell of news, it doesn't mean that we are well informed or better informed than in the past. The only problem is to educate people, not to try to make a battle against this one or the other one, because we are losing.
That's true. That's true. Finally, what is your advice or suggestions for those who would like to begin a YouTube channel, especially as a practicing Catholic? No, they want to have a Catholic channel, as well as some priests some sisters they want to begin, and their idea is to promote evangelization and some messages. What is out of your own experience, what is your advice for the new beginners, those who are going to begin a channel?
I don't know, I'm not able to be a teacher about that, but I think, first of all, one point focusing on your experience. You need to have clear what you want to communicate, because what you want to communicate, not simply that you want to be in this platform or in the other platform. No. The goal of your communication. Secondly, to be humble and to ask people, young people, to ask people about the technique that you have to use for doing your job in a better manner. But to focus, I want to underline a lot, to focus on what you want to say. Not simply because you want to stay in a place, because maybe that for the faith of the world, it could be better that you not stay on that platform. So you need to think very well what you want to communicate.
Dear Director, thank you very much. It was a wonderful sharing with you, a beautiful interview, and hope this will benefit for the future of the church, and especially for the people who are involved in this social media site platform called YouTube. And with your permission, can I upload this interview in YouTube? That is important. That is the most important question, so that it will be available for the others also, too. Not only for my research purpose, as well as your experience and your thoughts may reach the other people.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.